this video, we're going to continue studies with regards to ledger line notes above and below the treble and bass clefs. We're going to start with treble clef. You can see middle C notated in treble clef, and you can also see where middle C is located on the piano keyboard. Let's take a look at the ledger line notes. Starting with the line notes above the treble clef. Remember that the line notes above the treble clef are A, C, E, and G, similar to the space notes on the staff in bass clef, A, C, E, G. So there is A. Notice where it's located on the piano keyboard. That's A5. There is C, ledger line notes, E6, and G6. One more time. A5, C6, E6, G6. Let's review now the ledger line notes that are considered space notes above the treble clef. Those notes will be the same as the line notes in the staff in the bass clef. Okay, so let's review these notes. Now the first note is going to touch the top line, G. That's G5, you can see it on the keyboard. B5, D6, F6, and A6. That's F3, see where it's located on the piano keyboard? A3, C4, and if you wanted to carry it out to FACE, you'd have to move up to the bottom line of the treble clef there. So again, F, A, that's F3, A3, C4, E4, going up into the staff area. And then the notes in the spaces, E, G, B, then D, and then if you wanted to add F, you could do that as well to finish it out. That's also in the staff. But again, this is E3, G3, B3. Now for fun, I'm going to play some notes above and below the treble clef, and you either write them down or name them. Be sure to name them by letter and by octave. For instance, right now you're looking at D4. These will be ledger line notes. And if you need to pause the video at any time, pause the video. First note, second note, third note, fourth note, fifth note, sixth note, seventh note. Now let's review the notes in order. First note was B5. Now this software isn't going to show the octave. That's B5. The next note, F3. The next note, D6. The next note, A3. The next note, C4. The next note, G6. And lastly, the last note was E3. If you got all of those right, good going. If you didn't, that's okay. Keep studying. Let's review ledger line notes now in the bass clef. Starting with the ledger line notes below bass clef: F, A, C, E. That's F1, A1, C2, E2. The notes in the spaces below bass clef are the same as the notes on the lines in the staff on the treble clef, and they are E1, G1, B1, D2, and F2, and F is actually touching the bottom line of the staff. Okay, let's review now the notes above the bass clef. We're only extending staff 3 ledger lines above bass clef, similarly to the way we're extending the staff by 3 ledger lines below treble clef. This is where C4 is located. Then up a third to E4, then up another third to G4. This up a step would be A4. The notes in the spaces: D4, F4, A4. So now I'm going to play several notes one after another, and let's see if you can identify them by letter and by octave. Pause the video if you need to. First note, the second note, the third note, the fourth note, the fifth note, the sixth note, the seventh note. So you should have identified the first note as D2. The next note, G4. The next note, A1. The next note, E4. The next note, B1. The next note, C4. And lastly, the last note, F1. Hope you found this video helpful and hope you are all doing well.